I think we're good. I think we're live. Hello, hello. I am Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty, and today is Tuesday, June 17th. I feel like that's a day that is an important day, but I don't know what it is. So if you know what June 17th is, let me know in the comments. For some reason, I'm thinking I'll have to check my birthday calendar to make sure I'm not missing anyone's birthday. That's what it could be. Um, so thanks very much for joining in. I always like to make sure. Oh, Kim's always the first. Hello, hello. To make sure that we are working good, and Kim affirms that. Perfect. Okay. And so I actually meant to check to see if there were any updates for this week, and I forgot. I think really the big thing that's going on is the sweet sale, and I wrote about that in my email this morning. Hopefully that clarified some of the stuff of what is on sale and how you can incorporate the sale to make it work for you. It's kind of like a buy one, get one at half price, but only selected, although it's a lot of them, only select products are on that sale. Anything that is part of a suite, and I think they said there were 27 suites still available in Stampin' Up. So a combination of what's in the catalog, what's online, and which is a lot of them. And then some of the ones that are kind of on the last chance list that are retiring are also on sale. Plus, you can get the sale. So it's a pretty good sale. So that's what's happening. So today I'm going to make a card. Actually, it's a card I need. Sometimes we just make cards that are fun, but this one I need. So let me switch to my desk here. Okay. This first sample is not one that I needed, but it was my sample to make the card up to make sure that it all worked. And you're gonna see it's a really simple card. And sometimes we need those. Um, but it showcases the paper. So this one showcases the celebratory sips paper, which has been really popular. I used one that already had that like the drinks on the pattern. And I just did something really, really simple on the front. And then when you open it up, this is like that little pocket. And so I included a lemon martini recipe. Um, and so I know you can see how easy this is. It really uses just kind of like one sheet of paper. I did add a little layer here. And so I will send this to my friend and say, let's get together because it's been a long time. Um, but the card that I need is actually from my neighbors. So their dog Henry passed away. And Henry had been with them, hi Debbie, for a really long time. So they moved here a few years ago, and Henry came with them. And he was, I don't remember what type of dog. He was a specialty breed, but he was just, I never heard him bark. He was just lovely. So, anyways, he passed away. So I wanted to do something nice. So I had asked my friend Tracy, who's sometimes on here, um, because she is involved in different dog organizations, of a nice thing to do. So she sent me some links to some nice wind chimes, which actually I really liked. But something on one of those pages showed me forget-me-not seeds. So these are, and I thought that would be really nice because they just cleared out a whole section of their yard and they're enjoying watching all like the wildflowers come up. So I thought I would give them, I mean, this is just a little something, but some forget me not seeds as a way to remember Henry. Every spring they'll come up. So that's where I came about with a card because I needed a pocket for the seeds. So that's how this whole live started here. So let me show you. We're just going to start. I'm going to use, now I know this is not forget me not paper. This is lavender paper, which is beautiful. Um, and this is, I think this is even one of the ones on sale because it's from a past suite, the perennial postage suite. So I think I should have checked. I think it's one of the ones on sale. But anyways, it's a pretty lavender print with just something simple on the back side. And so, because we need to see, we're going to see both sides. Thanks, Kim. I was just I was going to get them a plant. I actually went to the nursery to buy the forget me not plant itself, but it's too late. It's an early spring bloomer. And so then I said, well, seeds will work. So you're going to see both sides of the paper. So you just want to make sure most prints work together, but sometimes that, it might, they might not work for what you need. So we're going to use a 6 by 12 sheet. So I'm going to use this top layer. So we want the 12 inches to be the wide part. And then I could use that. We'll see. Let me just cut it in half. So let's find out. I think I'm going to use this section. This will be the front versus, yeah, I think that would be too easy. I'll use that for a layering on a card. So all we're gonna do is score two places. Like this card couldn't be easier. So the pattern paper is actually going to be our card base. So we're just gonna score it in thirds. So at 4 inches and at 8 inches. Let's score here at 4 and here at 8. And I'll put that aside because I'm gonna make two cards because it's so quick and easy. I figured I should make two. We're just gonna fold that over, and then we're gonna fold this over. Oh, you know what? I did this by 6 inches, but actually we don't want it 6 inches because it won't fit in our envelope at 6 inches. So we're gonna cut off a 1/2 inch off the top. I'll just cut off the top. I did that on this other one I made too. So you really don't need 12 by 6. You need 12 by 5.5. Oop. There we go. So we'll just save that for a layer for something else. Okay, that looks better. So this is going to create our pocket. So we're going to cut on the diagonal. I'm gonna like this one. So we inserted our recipe on this one. So we're going to insert our seeds on this one. So for the diagonal, I have this one here. This one just worked. You can kind of see the title of my little recipe. It doesn't matter. You can do the diagonal from down low. So I didn't even measure it. And for this one, I'm really not going to measure because the seeds takes up the whole room. So I'll probably just kind of eyeball it. And so it goes here to here. So I'm going to open it up. And I want to start here. And I'm going to that score line. So I'm just going to put this score line right in my track here and kind of where my finger is. Now, depending on what you include in your pocket, you might need to measure that exactly, but this one, I really don't. So this one's a lower pocket than this one. All right, so then we're just going to, you could glue it, but I actually found that tear and tape works kind of better because then you don't have like the oozing of the tape. So I'm just gonna put it on the pocket piece. So the piece that we cut the diagonal, I'm just going to add some tear and tape. Do this one close to the bottom. So when you do that, and depending what you're putting in your pocket, just know that now you've made this pocket a little narrower. So my seeds will still fit in. But if I had like I just look, I don't have it, like a note card, like a base, it would be too wide. So you just kind of careful. So really it's something like 3.5, 3 3/4, which is gonna fit inside. Another good measurement is this is just like an old-fashioned index card. And that's a nice size that fits in the pocket. So if you were to write a recipe or something on there, just know that that's a pretty good gauge for the size. So then we're just gonna peel this backing off. And then seal this shut. So then here's our card. Pretty easy. And so my seeds will go right in here like that. And then what I did was I'm not a poet or a writer. The other thing is my neighbor, he's a professional writer, like he's written books. And so the pressure was on, I put it on myself, but I wanted to write like a little poem for Henry. And so I used ChatGPT for a little bit and then I changed it up. So it's a combination of chat and me. And so this, I could have made this go in the pocket, kind of like I did for my recipe here. But I decided I'm going to use this as my layer here and then I'll sign our name. So this, let's see, this is just like a regular layer. So let's start with, actually, and I'm doing this at 5.5. So I need enough room for us to sign our names. And then let's see at 4. And then it didn't quite, it's not exactly centered. So I'm going to take off another 1/4 inch. And I just did this on the computer. And I'm going to take off another, just trimming it to kind of fit. And let's see. Yeah, and then we can sign our names there. So that will be kind of my insert. Instead of this one, I stamped it and wrote in there. All right, so let's move these over. We'll just glue this in. Um, you know what? Hmm, that's all right. I was thinking I was gonna sign it first before I glued it because I'm gonna put a butterfly in the front, but that's all right. Because I want each of us, my kids, each of us to have our own signatures. All right. Now they might keep this one, but like this card, I'm thinking my friend's not really going to keep the card. She'll take the recipe and then she won't keep the card, which is why I didn't really go to too much trouble of decorating it. This one they may keep. Um, that's fine. So I'm going to, I already cut out my butterfly. I guess it will have to go. I was thinking I was going to tilt it. I guess it's going to have to go straight on because it's a little bit too wide. So then I wasn't sure which body color I wanted. Still not sure. All right, so this was cut with the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set, and or really it was cut with the dies. But this is part of the suite sale because it's, I think the whole suite is called Beautiful Bokeh butterflies. And it goes with, which I'm gonna use, I'll show you in a second, with, but this paper is part of that suite as well, with that bokeh paper, which is pretty cool. So I'll use that in the next project. But it is part of that suite sale. Joining in late. Hello, Cindy. That's okay. I'll show you exactly what you've missed. No big deal. So making what I'm calling pocket cards, and they are beyond easy and quick, kind of intentionally. I think what I wrote in the description is it's what's on the inside that matters, not what's on the outside for this particular card. Oh, all right, you two, I can't decide. So this is a Calypso coral body, or this is Blackberry Bliss. So you guys, everyone who's watching, please tell me which color, because I'm not sure. And as you're writing that, I'm gonna just use some dimensionals. And then I'll get the next project out because this one's done. I said it's quick and easy. Oh, you know what? I can angle. I just had the butterfly envisioned angled. I may fix it. So we're making the pocket card. So this is the one that I put in the seeds. And so you can tell me which one you like, because now why am I being so? They're not gonna care. Well, they will. I shouldn't say that. All right, so tell me actually which color and tell me if I should have it angled or if I should have it straight. All right, so far, all right, Blackberry Bliss it is. That's easy. So tell me if I should have it angled or straight. It's a big butterfly. Ooh. All right, now it's probably gonna stick to my paper. It is, but I can add, yikes. I didn't have my tea yet today. That's what's, I'm messed up. We were out of milk. So I just got some milk right before the live, so I'll have a cup of tea after. All right. You're writing that angled, angled. All right, you guys are on par with each other. Angled, and I think I even wrecked my butterfly. All right. That's nice. I'll show you that at the end too. All right. So we're gonna do one more. Just want to show you it's like options for these guys. Here. All right. So this paper sticky, is also part of the sale, and pardon me for not remembering what it's called. It's floral. It's either floral impressions, something floral, but I like it. And you know it's funny because this would actually. I think I was envisioning when do it. This would look really pretty with the forget-me-not seeds, but nope, too late. We're gonna go that one. I had another plan for this one. All right, so we are going to cut our paper at not 12 by 6 like I did on the first one. We're gonna cut it at 12 by 5 3/4, and that's so it fits in an envelope. And then we're gonna score it. I'm actually gonna score it on this side so then I can fold it in. We're just going to score it at 4 inches and 8 inches. We're just dividing it into thirds. This card could not be any easier. This gets folded in this way. And then this goes this way. So there is our card. You could even make a card just like that. But we're going to put a little diagonal cut. So this one made a bookmark. I'm going to send it to my friend Jane, who has moved away, my 92-year-old friend who I miss. She moved to Connecticut. And so this is a bookmark that I'm going to put in there because she is an avid reader. And I'm going to just cut that diagonal again, just so it has that pocket. Let's turn it over though and do it. Hold on, we want to cut it from here. I'm going to use my fingers to mark it here to here. There we go. So this point to this point. So that's where the score line is. And then however wide you want that angle to be. Oh, good. Kim likes the simplicity of the fold. It is like, I feel like I'm cheating you out of a like a really important project. So my bookmark will fit in here, and I have white paper. It needs to be a little narrower. Oh, you know why? Because it's 4, not 4 1/4. That's why these are off. So I will write a little message to my friend Jane. I'm not gonna glue this one in now because I want to write the message and then I'm gonna glue it. Because what we're gonna put on the top is gonna pop up. But think of the things that you can include, like movie. Oh, I didn't want to do glue. You can do glue. I'm gonna do tear and tape so the glue doesn't ooze out. And if you saw what I just did there, I took the glue off with my finger and I put it on the silicone mat, and because that will dry and then I'll be able to rub it off. And then if you ever get glue in your fingers, just use the mat to kind of get the glue off your fingers. It helps. All right, so what can we put in these little pockets? You know, besides like gift cards or cash or whatever, but movie tickets, like I have here the bookmark, a recipe, seeds. Like, what else can you put in a little pocket? You can even put another little note inside. I think like what other little newspaper clipping? Like, remember my grandfather used to send me newspaper clippings. All right, so that works. So the tear and tape works. And then you put in your little, in this instance, my bookmark. And then again, I will write up my nice little message to Jane and I will put it on here and glue it down. But on the front, again, I'm keeping these super easy because my thought is people want what's inside, not necessarily the card. So I have simple just a note. And the just a note was stamped from Simply Said. Oh, there we go. This is a pretty good, it's not part of the a bundle. It's not part of the suite or anything. It's just a standalone. But it kind of covers you for sometimes when you words that you need. And I love the phrase just a note because I think that can go like for anything. All right, so we'll just use dimensionals. Just a note, she will love it. And then the bookmark is this is that new, what's it called? The Secret Sea color, and it's darker than the Night of Navy. I should put them next to each other. They don't really go with each other, but it is darker than the Night of Navy. And this is that bokeh paper that I was just showing you. That was part of the that butterfly bundle. I thought that was a nice neutral instead of just plain white. And then the watering can is from I think it's called Storybook Moments, the one with all the gardening stuff. And I just colored it and cut it out. Okay, so easy, easy, easy. So there's one of them. There's two of them. And then, yeah, so this one, if those who came on late, I wrote a little poem with the assistance of ChatGPT. We will sign it. I'll get everyone in our family to sign it. And so you can kind of do something on the computer, or this one I just stamped and wrote in there and included a recipe. Super, super, super easy. And then for that recipe, like if you wanted to make multiples, sometimes like for Christmas, they send recipes in a Christmas card. I just did like 6 on a sheet. I could, how I cut it. I guess it went this way. I did 6 on a sheet and I just cut it. And so easy, just right on the computer. All righty. So that's what I had for you today. I'll take pictures. They're so easy. I don't even know if you need pictures of them. And I'll post them for you and I'll put them on Facebook as well. So yeah, so what's happening in the Stampin' Up! World is that suite sale. So any component that's part of a suite, buy one, and you can get any component of the same or different suite at half off. You can buy a suite, get a suite for half off. You can buy a bundle, you can get a bundle for half off. You could buy a bundle and get a pack of paper at half off. You could buy paper, get ribbon half off. So they're kind of interchangeable. And then also when you're on looking online, when right above the add to cart, there's a red, it will say buy one. This is something like this is eligible for the buy one, get one half off. So you know it's a sale item. Just be careful because I want you to kind of get the bang for your buck. So you don't want to buy like a whole suite, say, or a whole bundle and another bundle, and they get a pack of paper, say. Because if that pack of paper is part of it, then you'll get that for the half off, not the second bundle. So you just be careful. That's all. The computer will kind of do all the work for you, but in case you see things that aren't adding up, that's probably why. Alrighty, so yeah, that's what I have for you today. If you have ideas or suggestions of what we make on these lives, please let me know because sometimes I'm like scrambling to kind of think of an idea. This one I needed, like I said, I wanted to send the seeds to my neighbor, so this was a necessity. But a lot of times I'm just trying to think of what you want to learn. So let me know. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday. Thanks very much for watching both the live and the replay. Have a great week. Bye bye.